Hello, students. Good morning. Am I audible? Am I audible? Please let me know in the chat box whether I am audible or not. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Varsha. Okay, guys, let us start with the session because we only have 1 hour and a lot of things to cover. Okay, so yeah, today we are going to speak about managerial skills. So managerial skills, when it comes to this point, you may be thinking that why do we need that, or let us say you may be thinking that why do we even think about having this one now itself, right? So but the thing is, managerial skills is not only managing just the people. Okay, so it is a lot more than that. Managerial skills is nothing but managing the resource, everything, including your time management, including your behavioral management. Everything comes under this. Okay, so how are you able to understand the importance and the requirement of the situation? Everything is important. Okay, so today we are going to learn all those things. Hello everyone again. So this is Suman here from Seven Sense Talent Solutions. So I'll be the speaker who will be taking up managerial skills for all of you. I hope you all had your breakfast and you are ready with full of energy to listen to whatever I'll be speaking. Because because that amount of energy which you will have, that will be reflected in me. So please make sure to comment, to write in the chat box. So whenever I ask you a few questions, so you can also ask me some of the questions whichever you want. So there is no restrictions in that. Okay, so let us make it two-way communication, not only one way. I know you cannot speak in here, but at least you can write it in the chat box whatever the things you want to speak. Okay, let us start now. When it comes to managerial skills, the first thing that you have to understand, or the first question mark that should come into your head, is what is actually management. Okay, what is actually management specifically? Most of us will never think about managing, or what we will never think about knowing the meaning of management. So we use that word often. Okay, so we usually use that word very often, but we usually don't follow those things. Why? Because we don't know the meaning of that. We exactly don't know what actually management means, right? So now, what is management? Let us say I am giving you a certain work. Okay, so I am giving you a certain work. Let us take a simple work. Let us take a simple work. That simple work is, planning a picnic. Okay, planning a family picnic or planning a family get together, something like that. Now when I give you something like that, like when I give you a work saying that you have to plan for picnic, that means what are you going to do? And I'll say that you have to manage everything. I'll only say that, I'll not tell anything. I will say that you have to manage everything. I'm giving you the responsibility to plan the picnic. Now the first thing you have to do is planning, right? So you will plan where actually you have to go for that picnic, right? So you will plan everything, like you'll plan the number of people who are coming to the picnic. You will plan what are the necessary requirements, and what are the things which you have to bring, or what are the food items to be prepared. Everything you will plan accordingly. Okay, so you will plan accordingly. Let us say you will write it on a sheet of paper or some to do list, something like that, right? So you will plan accordingly. Now once you plan, next you are supposed to organize the things, right? So once you plan, let us say you have planned to go for a picnic in a hill station, like on a hill station. There you have to rent the tents and all for that, and also you have to bring groceries for preparing the necessary food, and also you can take some games over there, so that you will plan accordingly, right? So then your task is to organize those things, right? Organizing those things, so you will bring all those necessary equipments which is necessary, and then keep it so that you can go for the picnic and you can enjoy a lot of things. Now the next thing is leading is also important. So you plan everything, you organize and everything, and if you let others to lead, or if you make someone else to lead the team, so that will be a little bit confusion, don't you think? Because again they have to think what is actually have to happen. Everything should be against again it should be gone through from the beginning. So it is a difficult task, so you have to lead them what is going to happen, or throughout you have to lead them. Okay, and controlling human and other resources. So this is about the natural thing, that is how many people are coming, how much resources you want, and everything, and your goals, reaching or achieving the goals. Your main goal is to go for a picnic and have fun, that's it, right? So have fun, so that is what is your goal. So you should make sure that you achieve that goal. So I hope you understood what is management. So I just gave you a simple example. Okay, so this is the same thing that happens in any of the working environment or any of the organization wherever you go. Okay, now coming to a organization, you may be given a team, or you may be given a work, assigned a work to lead a team of 4 people. Okay, and complete a certain project. Now your task is to plan accordingly how to utilize people, and how you actually plan, and how what person or which person does what work in on what day. Okay, so everything, each and everything is planned, and after that organizing, letting them work, or you are also supposed to work. Next is leading. Make sure you're leading them, and make sure you're reaching the goal which you actually have set. Okay, so effectively and also efficiently, and also controlling human and other resources. If you are shortage of men, you can also consider a lot of people, like people who are there in your company or your organization. Okay, so basically management sets a goal that has best quality and service, and also the career planning over there. Okay, so this is completely about management. Now, okay, that you know what is management. Now, what are managers? Who are managers? So, managers are the people who are responsible for supervising all these organizations' resources and managing them. Okay, these are the people. Okay, so Managers are the people who are responsible for all these things, or all these supervising of all these human resources or organizational resources to reach a certain goal. Okay, so that resources will be like skills, knowledge, machinery, people, and IT infrastructure, financial capital. Everything is also included in the resources, each and every point to you know just reach a goal. Everything is important. Fine. So this is about managers. Now you know what is management, what is managers. Fine. What is the organizational performance then? Okay, see, always remember that a, if a work has to be completed efficiently and also effectively, managers should make sure that all the organizational resources, or all the completely the resources, whatever you are using, whatever the resources you are having, should satisfy the customers. So once they satisfy the customer, then you have achieved your goals. Okay, that is where you have to think, or the level what you're going to think. Fine. So that is about okay, that's how you have to think. So always remember that the organizational resources are necessary, and also they must be managed properly to satisfy the customer. That is your ultimate goal. Okay, so whenever you reach a environment where you are being a manager, that is a role which you have to lead very carefully. Okay, so very carefully. Why? Because it may either take you to a very good height, or again it may either take you to a very low level. Why? Because the way you approach it, or the way you manage people, that is very important. Okay. Now, what do you mean by efficiency and effectiveness? When I say, you may be thinking, ma'am, you said that efficiency, so you have to manage things efficiently and effectively. What is efficiently and effectively in terms of working environment? Okay, so efficiently or efficiency is nothing but the resources. Okay, so the amount of resources which you are using, okay, the amount of resources which you are using to achieve a certain goal. Okay, so that is about the efficiency or the productivity of a person, or a productivity of the resources which you are using. So that is about efficiency. Okay, so let us say if I have four people to complete a certain project, then I will say, if all the four are so efficient and they can complete the work with perfection, that means I am leading a efficient group. Okay, so I'm leading a efficient group, so that is what we call it as efficiency. Okay, so the productivity of the the team, or the resources, whatever we are going to use, is called as efficiency or efficiently. Now, do you think that efficiency is very much important? Do you think that efficiency is very much important? Yes, of course. Okay, see, let us say if I take it in terms of numbers, and if I take it in if I consider a mathematical term here, then if I consider the time and work. Okay, if I take the time and work, see, a person if he completes a work in 4 days, so that means same work, and another person just completes it in 2 days. So who is more efficient here? Who is more efficient? The second person, right? So that is where the efficiency is necessary. Okay, so that is where efficiency actually matters. So if you can complete the same work in less amount of time and with the same perfection, why can't you go with that? Right, so that is how you are going to satisfy the customer, by giving the work in the lesser time, and also satisfying your goal. Right, so satisfying your goal. Always keep this in mind. Now, effectiveness, what do you mean by effectiveness? What do you mean by effectiveness? See, whenever if I'm working, okay, so let us say I have certain project to complete now. So that project, if I'm achieving it in a better way, or the perfection is very high when I utilize all the resources which I get, and if I get a good result of that particular project, or if I do that project in a good, or almost perfect manner, or let self, that means that is how effective I am, how effective is my goal, or how effectively I have reached the goal. Okay, so this is about effectiveness. Everything is important when it comes to organizational performance, including the efficiency, effectiveness, and the person who is complete package of using all those things, that is very much necessary. Now, what is managerial function? What is managerial function? As I said, what is management? Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Then, what did I say about managers? They are the people who are going to supervise everything, right? So, supervise everything and they manage it, right? So, now, managerial functions. What are their functions? Or what are the functions they carry out? Okay, so the major function which is carried out by managers are nothing but planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Okay, so Henry Fayol, so he outlined the four managerial functions in his book called as general industrial management. So that is, first one is going to be leadership. Okay, so this is leadership. As you know, that leadership is the way how you make your team grow and utilize the resources which you have, right? So we already have learned about leadership skills and everything like that. Now, four functions of management. Okay, so always remember, a manager must also have a leadership skill. Why? Because he has to control the resources, right? He has to control the resources to have a good flow over there in a working environment, and to maintain the working environment is very much important. Now, four functions of management, as we already know, which is planning, organizing, leading, controlling. So what are all this? What are all this? As I said, the first one is choosing the goals and the courses that you have to complete, or choosing the goals that you are supposed to achieve. Okay, choosing the goals that you are supposed to achieve. Okay, now let us work together. Okay, I want every one of you to take a sheet of paper. Okay, take a sheet of paper. I won't say which kind of goal you have to do, or which kind of project, anything. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to take up any task of your own choice. Okay, any task of your own choice. Write planning first, and below that write down what are the goals you are supposed to, what are the goals you are thinking about, or what is the explanation of that goal. I want everybody to do this. Let us see by the end of the session, how good you are going to plan that task which you have written over there in the first page. Okay, yeah, so I hope you people are writing. Let us move further. I hope you have written the goal which you have got. Okay, now once you have written what are the goals which you have to complete, or what are the goals which you have to achieve, the next thing is organizing, right? So the next thing is organizing. What is that? Establishing the task and authority relationships. That means here you are creating the organizational goals. Okay, organizational goals. Or let us say you are thinking, what are the resources you are going to require, and how are you going to organize them. So write organizing, and write what are you going to do there, like what are the things you require, and what are the medium, how are you going to find those resources. Okay, next is leading. So leading is nothing but, when it comes to a working environment, leading is nothing but motivating the people you are working with. Okay, so motivation is very much important. So this is also one good the skill of a leader. Motivating is a good skill of a leader. Why? Because see, whenever it comes to a working environment, it is very often that people will lose motivation. They will surely lose motivation, some or the other reason. You never know what is the reason. For example, the person A will have one reason to lose motivation. Let us say he has to work a lot, okay, and the outcome which he is getting is not so perfect, or which is not up to the mark, or which is not as he expected, right? So the second person may be losing his motivation because he's not much interested in the same work, doing the same work. He wants to explore something new, so which he is not allowed to. So that's why he's losing the motivation. There are a lot of reasons why each person will lose the motivation. Some, it is not so it is not so new, or it is not so unique of losing motivation. It is so common that each and every person, and including you, me, everybody will lose motivation at one or the other point of time. But gaining again motivation is important. Okay, so that's what, think like a common person there. When you are working with the people, think how you can give the motivation. Think what is the reason behind them losing, having a being demotivated. Okay, then coordinate. See, being a manager, it is not like you're bossing around. No, you should not be bossing around, or you should not be giving only orders to the people. No, it's not like that. You have to coordinate with them. So if there is a need of one more person, or if there is a need of your cooperation so that the work can complete soon, then you should be ready to jump into that. Okay, so that is where people will feel motivated, and also people will think that okay, our manager is also a person who will work with us together, right? So these are the few behavioral things which you have when you're leading. Okay, next is controlling. Sometimes it's not all the time. Sometimes you may have to control people just to monitor the things, and also you may have to control the people to maintain the discipline. Okay, to maintain the discipline. See, if you are too friendly with the people who are working under you, or who are working in your team, so they may take it as an advantage, and they may take it in a friendly way, and there may be a delay in completing the work, or let us say they may take you to granted, right? All these mistakes may happen. So to maintain that, you should be controlling them, like monitor them whether they are completing the work or not, or whether they are up to the mark, or whether whatever the work they are completing, whether it is satisfactory or not, everything. Okay, so this is just to maintain a discipline. It's not bossing around. It's just to maintain a discipline, good discipline, so that your work will not get affected by any of the circumstances. Okay, now planning. Okay, when it comes to planning, what is planning? Planning is nothing but identifying and selecting appropriate goals, and also planning the necessary requirements that has to be completed to reach the goal. Okay, so that is about planning. Now, strategic planning, financial planning, human resource planning, everything, all these planning comes under all these types come under planning. Strategic planning, everything we will learn. Okay, so financial planning is whenever you take up a project, you may need some financial support to that, like a certain amount of money should be invested in the project. So that is about financial planning. Human resource planning is, I have already told you, like how many people you want to work in that, and the number of human resource required to complete that project. And strategic planning is it's the idea of completing the project in an efficient way and also effectively. Okay, so that is about strategic planning. Now, what are the steps that you have to follow when it comes to planning process? What are the steps you have to follow when it comes to planning process? Now, first thing, as I said, you have to decide which goal you have to pursue. Okay, and the second thing is you have to decide what courses of actions you have to adopt. Next thing is decide how to allocate resources. How to allocate resources. Now let us say we have a lot of people in our organization working, and I give you a certain project. Okay, so let us say I give you a certain project. Now the first thing you have to do is know what your goal is. Okay, know what your goal is. Simple one. Let us take a very simple one. Just transfer the transfer all the commodities or all the equipments, return all the equipments kept in one room. Okay, kept in one room, and you just have to move those equipments to room B. That's it. Okay, so that's it. Now your goal is what? So your goal is to transfer the equipments from one room to another room, right? So this is your goal. Now the next step is what are the course of action to adopt. So the course of action here is very simple. The simple thing is you have to shift the equipments from one room to another room, and you can carry them, or you can push them, or you can drag them from one room to another. These are course of actions, right? Now, how to allocate resources. You may have to think about how to allocate resources. Why? Because, so let us say, as I said, took the example, very simple example, moving equipments from one room to another room. Now if the equipments are too much, or if the equipments are heavy, so you may need four people. Or let us say that if the equipments are too heavy that cannot be handled by four people, then you may need more resources, right? So that is how you are allocating resources. This I took a simple example. You can relate it to any of the bigger projects or anything related to that. Okay, so whenever I take a simple example, it is not that I only relate to those things. No, just because simple examples make you relate the things very easily. If I talk technically about all those projects which are going to happen and all those things, you may not feel comfortable when I'm explaining about the planning process and all. Okay, few people may feel comfortable, few may not be comfortable and all. So that is why I'm just giving you the very simple way of taking it, and very simple way of taking very simple examples, so that you can understand it and you can relate any of your goals related to that one. Okay, you can relate those goals whichever you have with this one. Now, organizing. So once you are done planning, the next step is organizing. Very much important. Okay, see, to form a group or to complete a work efficiently, what are the things needed? So that is team leadership, motivation, and the resources, and the efficient way of working, everything. And at the end of the day, so you are going to get success, right? So that is very much important. Now, what do you mean by organizing? As I said, organizing is nothing but establishing a structure or maintaining the resources, about how to get those resources. Okay, so planning how to get a resource, or organizing the resource and the members, right? Organizing the the human resource, or let us say financial resources, anything it may be. So the medium how we are going to get that, it is organizing. Now, organizational structure, a formal system of task and reporting relationships that coordinates and motivates organizational members. So organizational structure is nothing but it is kind of a task where you are going to coordinate and motivate the organizational members. Okay, so this is usually visually represented by a company's organizational chart. Next is leading. So we finished planning and organizing. The next one is leading. So articulating. See, leading is nothing but, as I said, so coordinating and following the the organizational resources. Like for example, whatever the organizational resources are important. So most of the times you are going to organize them, and also so you must be leading the people, or enable the organizational members so that they can understand what are they working and why are they working. Okay, so this is very much important. What are they working and why are they working? Next is controlling. As I said, controlling is just to maintain a discipline in the team members, because it's very important, because without the discipline they may go in a wrong path, and your work may not be completed, or it may not be in a required level. Okay, so it may not be in a required level. Okay, so and basically whatever the outcome which you get during this control process is it is the ability to measure the performance accurately. So here you can measure the performance accurately if you are monitoring them properly. If you're monitoring them properly, then you're surely going to get the good results, and you can possibly measure the ability. Okay, so measure the ability, or accurately the required efficiency and effectiveness. This is very important. Okay. Now, what are the types of managers? What are the types of managers? So here there are three types of managers basically: first line managers, middle managers, and top managers. Okay. What do you mean by who are the first line managers? So first line managers are the people who are responsible for the day to day operations, and they supervise the people on a day to day basis. Okay, like what are the people performing and their activities and their work and everything. Okay, so whatever the good work and service is required. Fine. So this is about frontline managers. Next is the middle managers. So middle managers are nothing but people who supervise the frontline managers, and they are responsible for maintaining the departmental resources to achieve certain goals. Okay, so always remember, people or the employees are managed by first line managers. First line managers are managed by middle line managers, and these middle line managers are managed by top managers. Okay, so what is the work that is done by first line managers? They manage the people or the employees, and they make sure the day to day work which is provided is completed properly, or it is the effectiveness is achieved. Okay, and the work of the middle managers is to manage first line managers, so just to make sure the departmental resources, whether they are working properly and all those things. And the top managers are responsible for performance, all the departments, and have cross department responsibilities. They not only manage one department, they will be managing various departments. So now I'll give you an example what who are frontline managers and all. Taking an example of organization. Okay, let us say a company is there having 100 employees. Okay, so for each like let us say these 100 people are divided into four departments. Okay, so one is financial, one is HR, and the other one is technical, and the other one is service. Okay, so all these 25 people in each, or 25 employees in each. Now these 25 employees, among these 25 employees, so what the organization will be doing, so that is managers, the first line managers will be given, like in for each five. Okay, so let us say that for five of them, so if there are 25 employees, so let us say in the same department we have five different sets. Okay, five different sets, and each five groups are managed by one manager. Okay, managed by one manager who is a frontline manager. Okay, so first line manager. So he'll be managing 5 groups, and he will be taking up the work done for the day and everything. Okay, and similarly that goes same with all the 4 departments. Now the middle manager, so we will be providing each like each department will be provided with one middle manager. Okay, so that person will be responsible, or that person will be managing the whole department. Okay, that person will be managing the whole department. So once this is done, or let us say once he actually handles the people in that way, so the next comes is who is responsible for as the top manager for all the 4 departments. For all the 4 departments, one manager is assigned, and he takes care of all the 4 departments, irrespective of what he has, what is the experience he has, or like what, whether he's technical or whether he's financial person. Irrespective of that, he takes responsibility of all the groups, or let's say all the departments. So I hope you got a better idea of what are managers and how we divide them. Okay, next, areas of managers. Okay, so basically areas of managers means the areas in which the managers are proficient. So first one is department. So basically department is nothing but where the people will be working together, and they will be having the same skills. Okay, and they will be having the same skills. As now I had made 4 departments, right? So financial, HR, technical, and service. So if I consider technical, that means in technical group, each and everyone will be having the same skill, or let us say similar skill. Okay, so technically they may be technically strong, and they may be work they may be proficient technically. And coming to financial, so here financial department, people may be proficient in how to manage the financial resources over there, or how to manage the how to invest in something, all those. Okay, so tools, knowledge. So in departments, people will be similar, or having similar skills. Okay, so this is how we have to consider the things. Now, changes in managerial hierarchies. What does mean by changes in managerial hierarchies? So there is nothing but the tasks and responsibilities of a managers will be changed drastically in the will have changed the drastical there is a drastical change in last decade. So the general tendency toward the leaner and flatter organizations. The That means leaner and flatter means it is nothing but the bigger and smaller that's it. Okay, reconstruction re okay sorry restructuring. Okay, so restructuring and outsourcing. So basically restructuring is nothing but it is just having an attempt or trying to make an organization more efficient by eliminating the jobs for jobs of large number of people. Okay, so this is about restructuring. And outsourcing, it is nothing but contracting with another company. So usually abroad companies to have or to perform efficiently, or the company wants performancial activities. Okay, so this is about the managerial hierarchies. Okay, next is empowerment. So basically, expanding the employees' knowledge, tasks, and responsibilities are very much important. So being a manager, it becomes your responsibility to help your employees grow, or to make sure that your employees are learning, and there is they are growing and they are gaining knowledge. Okay, so you can provide them by new software systems. Okay, so new software and systems for employees, and also use decision making tools and all. So this can be possible. and also the adoption of new philosophies about the job responsibilities and authorities, so you can just help them to know and grow about the working environment or the new responsibilities. Okay, so and also it is very necessary when the managements are being reduced, so when the layers of management are being reduced, so it is very necessary for the person to learn and gain knowledge, learn and gain knowledge. So also decision making is very important. Okay, so self-managed teams. Now, when I'm talking about these things like managing the people, or let us say when I'm saying that it is empowering the people and everything, there is something called as self-managed teams. Okay, here self-managed teams is nothing but they will not be given any management, or so they'll not be given, they will not be given any managers and all, so it is nothing but the team will only be responsible to maintain the supervising its own actions, so that the team can monitor its quality of work, manage its quality of work. Okay, so managerial roles and skills. So basically, managerial role is nothing but a person's role of being a manager, and it is a person is given a set of specific tasks, and under him people will be given. Okay, so that is about managerial role. So Ms. Berg actually identified three category of roles. One is decisional, informational, and interpersonal. So under this we have a lot of things. Okay, under this we have a lot of different skills and skill sets required for these different set of roles. One is decisional and informational and also interpersonal. Okay, so when I say decisional, so roles again are associated with the methods managers use in planning the strategy. So basically, the first one is entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is nothing but deciding which new projects or programs have to be initiated or to invest resources in. Entrepreneur is a person you already know. He is being a a businessman, or his own work, doing his own work. So entrepreneur is someone who takes up his own project or decides which projects has to be done and where to invest, right? So where to invest. So here again, when you see decisional roles, it is the same thing. Okay, it is the same thing. The first one would be taken to be as the entrepreneur. Okay, so who is deciding which new project has to be performed, right? Next is a disturbance handler. So decisional rules. So decisional roles means taking up decisions, as I have said. So disturbance handler is one of the uh, one of the roles or one of the functions which a person can have. One of the behavioral traits a person can have, that is he will be managing an unexpected event or crisis, so he'll be managing the people. Okay, so whoever are going, there, if there are any conflicts or anything, so he may be responsible for that. Next is resource allocator. So basically, resource allocator is a person who checks what are the resources required, and he is responsible to organize the resource and also allocate the resource required. Okay, so next one is negotiator. So there may be some agreements, or the reaching of agreements, and you may have to reach out to a agreement between other managers and unions, customers, shareholders, and all. So at that time, these people will handle those kind of conflicts, or those kind of negotiations will be handled by these people. Informational roles. So the basic informational roles over here. So informational roles are nothing but you are associated with the task and needed to obtain and transmit informational, the process. So basically, you are exchanging the information with the organization. Okay, so the people who are present over there, so you are exchanging the information with those employees. Okay. Similarly, so here when it comes to all these informational rules, what are the basic rules, or what are the basic processes, types of people who will be there, who will be working under this? So that is monitor, okay, so disseminator and spokesperson. So basically, monitor means what? It is nothing but analyzing the information whichever is given, or whichever it is uh, gathered. And a disseminator is nothing but transmitting information to influence the attitudes and the behavior of employees. That is, it's just transmitting the information whichever we have, whichever the manager has, to the employees. Okay, to the employees. Next is spokesperson. So spokesperson is nothing but using the information to create a positive influence on the way. Okay, so influence the way people in and out of the organization respond to it. So creating the positive response is nothing but creating a positive response. The person who creates positive responses is the person who is a spokesperson. Next, again, we go with the interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is nothing but the person's behaviorals. Okay, so how he is going to supervise, or let us say both employees and organization as a whole, is what is important. So now here when we check, that is, one is figurehead. So it is nothing but the person who is symbolizing the organization's mission and what is seeking to achieve it. Okay, so that is about the figurehead. And leader is nothing but training and counseling, and also mentoring the high employee performance. Okay, so liaison is nothing but he is the linking person and also the coordinating activities of people who are in groups. Okay, so people and also groups, both inside and outside the organization, both inside and outside the organization. Next is managerial skills. So basically, managerial skills is nothing but the conceptual skills, or human skills, technical skills, all these skills. So see, managerial skills. If I when I say managerial manager, it is not only being skilled person just for the managing the people. It's also under technical skills here, and also human skills, and also the conceptual skills. Everything comes under this. Okay, I'm just gonna share the attendance and the feedback. Okay, so please fill out both of them. Here go. So this is the attendance, and I'll share the feedback also. Please fill out both of them. Okay, so in managerial skills, it is basically about conceptual skills, human skills, and technical skills. So, what is conceptual skills? So, it is the ability of a person to analyze and diagnose the situation and find the difference between cause and effect of it. Okay, so human skills is nothing but the ability to understand or lead and control the behavior of individuals and groups. So technical skills, as you know, specific knowledge, right? So having a specific knowledge, techniques required to perform an organizational role. Okay, so that is about the managerial skills. Okay, observe this graph, and can you tell me what you can observe in this? Like when you observe this graph, what you can take out some points, and can you tell me what you actually understood about this graph? What do you actually understood about this graph? Skill types needed. Not working? What does it say? Is it the same for everyone? I think it's working because I tried it, so it's working. Check. Click on that link. Probably. Is it same for everyone? Are you facing the same issue? Okay. So Karthik, did it work? Like, did you try and once again? Okay. Okay. So Karthik, try once again. Check what is the issue. Yeah. Even I tried, and the link is working. Okay, so skill types needed. So you can see. So for the top managers, even though the technical skills are less, human skills and conceptual skills should be more. Okay, so human skills and conceptual skills should be more, and the middle managers should have balanced amount for all the skills, and the front line or the first line manager should have the technical skills more. Why? Because to review the work which is done by the employees, whether it is proper or not, so technical skills are very much important, and also the human skills. Even though if he doesn't have the concepts much about conceptual skills, it is fine enough, but technical skills and human skills are must be more. Human skills must be more. Okay, so yeah. Now competencies are nothing but so this is kind of a specific set of skills or abilities and experience that gives one manager the ability to perform at a higher level, okay, so than the other manager in a particular organization. Okay, so this is something which is very much needed. So competencies are very much important whenever you are working in an organization. And what are the challenges of management in a global environment? First one is rise of global organization. As the as the global organization raises, again the same issue, like as again the problem will be faced by the person for when it comes to the management. Okay, so building a competitive advantage is again a difficult task. Again, a difficult task over there. So maintaining ethical and socially responsible standards, maintaining ethically and socially responsible the standards. So this is also very much important. Now managing a diversity workforce. Okay, so this is one more thing. And utilizing information technology and the e-commerce. Okay, so it's utilizing all these are very much important. Okay, build a competitive advantage. What? How can you build a competitive advantage? How can you build a competitive advantage? So one thing you can do is increase the efficiency. Okay, so one thing that you can do is increase the efficiency and increasing the quality. Okay, so the next thing is increasing the quality, and one more thing is the increasing speed, flexibility and innovation. Increasing speed, flexibility, innovation here, but to increase the competitive advantage. So that is how you're gonna work with all these. And increasing responsiveness to the customers. Increasing responsiveness to the customers is very much important. Okay, so when it comes to this one, when it comes to this part of work, that is building a competitive advantage and increasing the efficiency and everything, as it goes from time to time, so you cannot stay at one place, right? So you cannot stay at one place, or you cannot stay at one level. So you also have to increase, and you also have to grow in the competitive world, and you have also have to grow in the competitive the environment, working environment, because you know that every time and every now and then there will be increase, there will be increase in the global environment, right? So global organization, or environment in global organization will be setting up a high standard. So for that you have to increase all these things. Being a manager, it is very much important for you to take care of all those things. Okay, so now building blocks of competitive advantage. What are the building blocks of competitive advantage? So the first one is efficiency. As I said, see, you have to increase your efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but whenever there is a competition over in the market, so you always have to find one or the other way so that you can complete the work efficiently, and you have to stand out of the row from others. And the next one is innovation. Compared to other people, or compared to the other organization, so your innovation, or the the way you think, that should be greater, or that should be much of important. So you can improve, or you can try to improve the organization by having a lot of different innovations or innovative ideas. Okay, so next is quality. So quality, responsiveness to the customers, all these are very much important. So building these are the building blocks of competitive advantage. So once you gain all these, so it is much more advantageous for yourself to go in the same pace, and also get the required the required amount of the growth in your organization. Okay, so growth in organization. So this is about competitive advantage. Now as we come to the end of this managerial skills, I would like to say that managerial skills are the things which you will not get in one day, or these skills have to be nourished day by day. So this you can start working on it today itself. thinking about what and which kind of circumstances you are going to face in future or in your graduation when you're which you're doing, so that you can utilize that and think about working on those things. Okay, so it's very important. So being a manager is something where you will be growing every day, and you will that will always be on your advantage itself. Okay, so yes, this is about today's session, and I hope you understood about managerial skills, and you will utilize these skills and the things which I spoke today in your upcoming future, like in your working environment and all. So yep, thank you so much for attending the session, and yeah, have a good day.